on the offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock in it just yet. Used to, I mean, it used to be one of the best Widow maps ever, but this one's pure escort. If you're not familiar with the game type, we're gonna put a payload right outside the gates, and then the teams just have to push it to the end. Checkpoints along the way will get you a little bit of extra time, and it looks like London has something up their sleeves here.
We don't get to see this too often at all. All right, double barrier Bastion. All the fun is not allowed. And are we just gonna get straight up Bastion on Bastion? Yes, we are. This will favor the offense.
Early halt though, and a nice accretion. Guards down!
This is big. This is big. No res possible here for London Spitfire. They're down their main damage dealer. Now SBB just going to go ahead and casually get some hacks off. That's going to make life more difficult for Gesture, who will get overwhelmed here. Gesture barely hanging on, but this is just putting the London Spitfire so far behind in the fight. There's no way for them to come back into this early. It's got to be done.
They're all very, very low. It should just be the cleanup now, but they do still have some healers out there. London's not out of this one just up. The healing is so strong.
Oh, yeah. Ocean with the coalescence, perfectly timed. Meko nowhere to hide behind you. You got that shield, sure thing, but the beam cuts right through it. And they are all over the place right now. The New York Excel, you were thinking this was going to be a lock, stock, and two smoking barrels.
Someone killed Badoshan. Thank you. He was just sitting on the cart. I have nothing against Badoshan personally, but he was at about 10 HP just chilling on the cart.
Now, you just got a randomly teleporting flower. He's there on the payload. Are we actually going to get the set sail here? It looks like it. Oh! So close.
Well, this is an interesting pick. The Sombra can do a lot of things towards this composition that the London Spitfire are running. Works really well against Sigma. The EMP will destroy barriers. Also will disable the immortality fields. The EMP is nuts here, and I think they can use it to win this fight just outright.
You're 100% right, except that now we're getting more subtlety here from SBB. It used to be that he would just use the Translocator to throw this in and get the EMP rolling. Instead, it's going to be Flower mowing them down in droves. And he goes for the EMP. He's out of dodge. SBB is just setting it up now, and we will get a May, who is promptly going to get gunned down. And a first point picked up here for New York Excel. Took him a little longer than expected.
Perfect EMP. He uses the decloak time, which has been increased in this most recent patch. The EMP activation time as well. Uses it halfway in the sky, so he gets everybody up top, gets everybody down below, and we've got a ghost in the machine as our game has been paused. Technical difficulties.
You see, I've landed on it though, Hex. You see, it kind of threw us off there for a second, Flower, because you don't actually need glasses to see what you're shooting at when you play Bastion.
No.
You know, you just
shoot at the blur.
Like, it's gonna be a bit more comfortable. Like, oh man, it just kind of hurts the frames a little bit with the headset.
Yeah. So our referees are taking care of our pause here. Technical issues. You're running 12 computers. Something is bound to happen. I think a keycap. Is that what I just saw? Keycap fell off of the keyboard?
Did he smash his keyboard? I've seen this happen in the past. That's legendary. Idra. We can just throw it all the way back to Idra back in the day, but
just working on it. So that should be a pretty quick fix right here. At the very least, we could just get him another keyboard from out back. We have wonderful sponsors here in our Overwatch League playoffs presented by Xfinity. It looks like we're probably going to get back into it. Although I will take this time to implore the Overwatch League to have one of those really cool technical difficulty screens that we can put up.
Yeah, I kind of just wish, though, that we could have seen that moment where he shows true grit guard. You know, he's like, the keypad's off, his finger's bleeding, but he's playing through the pain to get the job done for his team. Nothing's going to stop him. And he said, he's like, oh, hold on, pause. I need to put this keycap back on.
I mean, you know, if it was one of his movement keys, it's actually really, really critical, and I have to imagine it was. Right now, though, NYXL moving forward. Hey, comfort is key. Blizzard goes off on the point for London.
Oh, well, there we go. Flower. He's a frozen, he's a gone. The cold hoarfrost.
There's a possibility for a resurrection here, though. Oof. I don't know if you even go for it now. Prophet putting the team on his back.
Oh, no. And Gesture, yeah, he will mow him down, and it is just a hard reset here for New York Excel.
It's really important to stall people at this point of Gibraltar, especially because now defender's advantage is going to come in so strong. Look at all this free high ground he gets to take on the defense, and just like any scenario of battle, high ground is pretty important.
And double shield setup as well. How in blazes do you get through here? Wrap around through the bottom, perhaps? I mean, you still got Prophet over there guarding the payload itself, though.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why you don't see a ton of Sombra on these things is, what is Sombra going to hack when there's double shield? What's she really going to do to be able to build up EMP early on?
Oh, that was so cool, though. He just hacked guard. And then they can push through. The barriers are going to survive. It's not a problem. And now it's the edge for Flower to go ahead and start mowing them down. That's everything is about when it comes to this Bastion on Bastion with barriers. It's about getting your Bastion just that extra little bit more time to melt shields. You got the advantage in that. You can barrel through on the defense. Look at this now, New York XL, they're going to get reestablished here on the payload.
Really smart, quick play there by Flower to take down the Immortality field first. Prophet will fall second. Prophet was the reason they won that first fight. Now he's out of it.
Really cool. Just set up shop again on the payload. By the time it gets around that bend, you're going to be in turret mode, and Flower can then just proceed to continue melting barriers.
Got another EMP ready from Sabiobi.
Over the top, over the top, over the top. He spots them. He sees them. All sorts of bunch of... Like, this is going to be real fun. Yep. Catches them all. I don't think that he managed to catch guard. I think guard... No, he did. Barely managed to catch guard. Prophet will be able to get the Blizzard off, though, and they will stabilize despite it all. London Spitfire putting up more of a fight here on Gibraltar.
We talk about Prophet so often, it's because he's capable of performances like this. When the rest of London wants to give up, Prophet always shows up big. 13 limbs, 6 final blows. Those Blizzards have been the reason they've won the 2 fights that they have. Prophet is a refuse-to-lose kind of player.
He's always coming in through with the clutch. That's what true stars are capable of. And guard, he's nearly got the tank mode. So we'll see. It's been Bastion on Bastion. Flower's been kind of coming out ahead on that, and they are just still sticking to it here, New York XL. They're not changing the strategy. So interesting decisions here. Clearly something that they practice, clearly something that they want to execute on. And well, now you've got to deal with it once again. You know, guard, last time you were able to get a nice hack to put him out. Now knocked out of position, New York XL on the low ground. And there, the window pane could make all the difference because this is really going to ramp up the damage here for Flower. He can now start melting completely these barriers. There's nothing that can really stand in his way. And if you get caught for even an instant, you are going to be gone. SBB takes down guard with the help of his team. And now there's an opening here for the New York XL. Could be big damage coming through with the Flux, though, but they barely hang in. No, Flower gone. Meko and Mano survive, though. Somebody got to get rid of the lantern. You got to get rid of the lantern.
They were so low until they got into the Immortality field, but another Blizzard comes out.
Oh, and another EMP over the top, but there's no way to capitalize. Half the team is frozen. Half the team is frozen. Prophet is a madman.
He's getting Blizzard every minute in 19 seconds. He's had Blizzard for the last several fights. And now NYXL goes back to the drawing board. They're going to switch it up. Although against a Bastion, I'm not certain about this. The notion is you run Mano in on the Hammond. He disrupts everything. Perhaps Flower is there with him on a teleport, a shadow step to get into spots. But right now, Sabiobi at 10% on the Sombra. Gonna need a critical hack. They get Prophet hacked!
This is big, but he gets such good support. He gets such good support. Even the Lantern getting thrown in on him just to keep him alive there. Flower not able to make it happen there, and Prophet showing just the difference between a rookie and a pro.
It's going to be tough for NYXL. You hear the ominous music, that means time is running out. About 10 seconds on the clock. NYXL just has to get somebody to be able to touch the payload, try to keep this alive. Meko goes to Diva just to try to get the mobility in.
Cue the epic music. Mono's on there, so we will get the overtime wick, but Mono instantly frozen in place, and Prophet just beams him down, and now it's on New York XL. Can they make it happen here? Meko with the D-Matrix is not going to last long, getting Team X, and this is going to be a hard hold here for the London Spitfire. They allowed 1 point, but this is as far as the payload will go, and we'll have to see what the New York XL are capable of on the defense. New York, that was a spicy one, but the London Spitfire looking like a team revitalized here.
1.5 points there for the NYXL on the offense. The best thing you can say about the defense for London Spitfire, Prophet stepped up huge. He had Blizzard seemingly every fight. And not only did he get the Blizzard, he turned those Blizzards into kills. 9 Blizzard kills with that ultimate that round from Prophet.
Just waiting for you to say, he turned those frowns upside down. I mean, that is kind of what happened here for the London Spitfire. Because they are actually smiling now for the first time. It feels like this series. It was looking pretty grim there after the 3rd map. During the break, they weren't really moving, they weren't really talking. Now you've got some energy showing here. And, well, you want to see more of this energy. You do not want to miss out on it one bit. You can't get tickets anymore. It's sold out. But the grand finals, you can watch on Twitch, ABC, and the ESPN app, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Very good candidates to be at the grand finals in Philadelphia this year. London Spitfire and NYXL. NYXL on match point still. If they can prevent London from getting to where they push the payload, they're moving on in our upper bracket. NYXL's Bastion in Symmetra play has been exceptional today. And that seems like the recipe they want to go with on the defense. Gonna have to wait a second for London.
I predict that London do very well here if Guard gets to stay on Hanzo. This is playing into Guard's wheelhouse. He's been so quiet all series long. But whenever he gets on Hanzo, starts doing some serious work. So is that going to be the case here for him? He's going to be looking to connect to arrows with faces.
Ultra aggressive teleport. They're going to back out of it. Teleporter goes down now.
Doshin nearly dies to the Symmetra turrets. Those things do so much damage.
They're pretty good. It's not the damage, it's the slowing too, so you can't even get away from it.
It's just annoying.
London can make some changes here, compositionally.
Okay. So Guard, all right, we will get the pirate ship. And Prophet back on Mei. I'm not too sad about seeing more Prophet Mei. He dominated on that defense, so if he's feeling it right now, let the guy roll.
It also lets you put a wall up in front of the opposing bastion. There it is.
Yep, exactly. And they are even going to just change it up again. Constant pressure here from the London Spitfire. The shields are up, but they're going to get melted. There's no way for them to hold against this bastion pressure. This is the Mei wall, and well, all he has to do is, go for the reload. And now London, they're kind of stuck here. How do they crack through this defense? What's the play? It's not like they have a Sombra to throw into the back line and potentially get a hack that could throw things out of whack for the defense.
I wonder where this teleporter goes next. Way up top. That's the escape route if these shields start cracking.
Yeah, high ground. I mean, Flower is just going to be doing damage, just chunking, but yep, there it is. This change up, change of angle. SBB on the high ground. He's going to be able to make it back down. The turret has been destroyed, but valuable time getting burnt off the clock. 2.5 minutes left on the clock here. Doshin decides now's the time to go with the window is in. But we get that lantern down here on the side of New York XL. Animo doing the best he can to keep his team up, and so far it is working. They couldn't quite get the angle on the lantern, and so it survived forever. Jonak decides now's the time to go for a coalescence. London going to be more than happy to back off and let that fizzle out.
It's not that terrible because there's not a Moira on the other side, so when you get coalescence, you just slam it in there. It also charges extremely quick. It's not the worst thing in the world. Still London trying to find their angle of aggression here. And also, now, they've got the Symmetra barrier ultimate up. You can cut a wall across the entire map if you feel your team's in trouble. There it is.
Yep, there it is. Oh, and he just cuts him right perfectly. London, what are you going to do when that wall is up? The answer is not a whole lot. Minute 45 on the clock now for London Spitfire.
Quartermain also ended up using Valkyrie in that fight. That's a lot of healing and a lot of mobility down for the Mercy, so a resurrection going to be infinitely more difficult.
Well, let's see it. Maywall is down, and this is going to try and make it so that the Bastions work together. Meko doing the best he can to absorb that damage, and he does get a whole lot of barrier energy off of that as well. And now you change up the angle. You try and work around these barriers. Flux is thrown in, but the Lantern, it's gone in the nick of time. Not going to be able to capitalize with any real damage. And London Spitfire now making a little bit of progress.
Sabiobi died early in that fight, so they don't have their main source of damage out. Huge halt.
Oh, and they're just going to barely squeak it at the end, Hanks. They barely managed to make it happen. Minute on the clock. Last second contest coming through from New York, but that will be it. 3.5 minutes now for the London Spitfire to run it home.
I mean, it's very much like when we saw Doomfist compositions, when you have these dueling mirrored compositions, when it's all built around a single hero. That's what the comp is built around. You build around Doomfist getting early kills, you build around Bastion, so the team that loses their Bastion first, obviously in trouble.
And what impeccable timing here from Guard. Just gets it in there perfectly. Flower puts the wall up, fair enough, but now New York XL, they're on the back foot in a real rough way. Ult's online now for London Spitfire. Prophet, we saw how good he was with the Blizzard. Flux is thrown in to kick things off. Meko and Jonak, SBB, everybody dying on the defense, and it's looking like the London Spitfire are now primed to not go down without a fight. They will get on the board with one map here, barring some miracle for New York XL. You don't just clean sweep the defending champs, Hex.
No. Let that be known. No one defeats London 4 maps in a row in the playoffs of 2019.
Yeah, Blizzard is on there just to guarantee it. Meko trying to contest, and it's just not happening for the New York XL. It will be the London Spitfire